See, I already did all of that.
Yeah, just recommend this.
So, I'm opening up my phone because my notes for what I'm going to say next is in here. I didn't transfer it to paper. So many of you know Allison and I have started a program on YouTube called Awakening Soul Truth. I just gave the information to Nancy and I was like, you know, you may align with it or not. It's fine if you don't. Take it or leave it. We're a little cookie. We haven't gotten that woo-woo yet.
No,
But
we haven't.
yeah, we really haven't. We've been kind of tempered with it.
Give us woo as you want.
Well, I keep waiting for Allison to say, let's go. So anyway, we went and met yesterday and we wanted to do a filming for Christmas. So some of this you'll hear on the program as you watch it, but you're going to hear a lot more from the program because there's more that we talked about. But we were thinking about, you know, bringing in the Christ energy somehow. And the next film is actually going to be on Christ energy or Christ consciousness. And we're entering into the season, you know, where we celebrate Christmas, or some of us celebrate Christmas. And what we wanted to do was, for this particular video that we did yesterday, was just focus on positive changes, positive things that have been happening. You know, because every time we look or open up the news, it's not good news. I mean, it's just a lot of negative news. In fact, when I knew we were going to do this, she was like, we'll start brainstorming some things. And I did. That's why this is on my phone. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to look at BBC News, because I usually like BBC News. And I'm like going through that. I'm like, I'm going to find a good story. Y'all, I couldn't find one. So I'm sticking with my notes. So I want you to consider some positive things that have been going on. If you look at even the beginning of the New Testament, the first 4 books are called the Gospels. And gospel comes from a Greek word meaning good tidings and good news. So what I think is positive, and you may or may not, right? But I think it's positive that something that's trendy is people are starting to realize the healthcare system isn't working like it used to, you know? I mean, even talking to Donna a week ago, I hope you don't mind me saying this, her husband has been thinking about retirement, wanting to retire, but he's seeing how a lot of the new doctors coming on aren't, please correct me if I'm saying the wrong thing, not taking enough time with the patients. So he's old school. He wants time with the patients, right? So a lot of people are leaving the healthcare system because they want more time with their patients. They want to drop the insurance and all the insurance claims and all the headaches of all that, because that's not working. And then they're actually wanting to go to the root cause of the problem instead of just handing out a prescription. I think that's great news. We have had students here connected to our studio that have left that system and created their own systems with integrative health, holistic health, and functional medicine. Because that's the new that's the direction of the future. That's where we're headed. That's good news. Even in England, by the way, this isn't in my notes, but I learned this. They are creating healing centers. And we kind of have this, but not really as a center, where there's acupuncture, there's Reiki, there's medical Qigong, there's all of these kind of alternative healing arts that are creating these centers, and they're popping up in Europe. And hopefully that'll be a trend that happens in the US soon too. In fact, Allison's wanting to start her own healing center. So that may be coming about in the next few years. People are waking up and realizing they no longer have to work harder or longer hours. Pre-pandemic, did you know that half of corporate America didn't take their vacation time? They continued to work. Why? They wanted to work for the money. Or it's just such ingrained in them, they're workaholics. That's what we've become as a society. And the pandemic actually helped people to pull back and realize they needed a work-life balance. There are so many students of mine that have been telling me that they're trying to get out of their job or trying to figure out something else, or they're paying off debt. They're finding ways to cut costs so they're not a slave to the system. And I think that's great news. People are waking up to realize their worth and their value. You know, they're realizing I have so much to give and I'm not getting paid enough. So they're actually protesting, or they're striking, or they're going to their employees and saying, I need a raise or I'm going somewhere else. You know, that's good news. People in the restaurant industries are having to pay actual money to their wait staff now instead of what, $2 or $3 plus tips, just to get people to work. I think that's good news. They need to be paid more. There has been whistleblowers and leaking information. Now, you may or may not follow that, but I think it's good news that these documents are coming out, even just to expose so that we have the truth and that we can start to determine, okay, is this a good thing or is this not a good thing? You may align with it being good, you may align with it being not being good, but at least we're getting the exposure. At least it's becoming more transparent. It's no longer hidden. Even UFOs, right? Even the government, they haven't shared all the information, but they have said, we've been studying this, and we do have some videos that we can release to show you that this has been taken by Navy pilots, and you can see it for yourself. It's still unknown, right? Yeah, whatever. But I think that's good news. At least there's some transparency. People are appreciating the arts again. I don't know if you're seeing that, but I'm seeing that at least with music. People are appreciating going out and hearing live music, maybe because we didn't have it for a while, but we are moving into the age of Aquarius. And in the age of Aquarius, the arts are going to be like lawyers and doctors. That's where the arts are headed. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because we are made to be creators. We are made in the image and the likeness of God, the greatest creator of all. Let's create. That just gave me chills. I didn't say that on the video. People are working more from home. I think that's good. If they want to work from home and they work a computer job, why not? Instead of being stuck in a cubicle without any windows or sunshine. That's great. UT beat Bama. How about that? No, I'm just kidding. I threw that in as a joke. There's more, but the last one I'll say is, because I don't want to take up any more time, is this is what I have learned recently. The United States was sending all of our trash, our plastic, to China. Tons and tons and tons of trash to China. Guess what China does? Throws it into the ocean. Now, when I went to Bali and led a yoga retreat back in 2019, I saw firsthand how much trash and plastic was in the ocean. And it was horrific. And when you would go around the island of Bali, Bali's clean. The people are so about karma. And when you would talk to the locals, they said, this is all coming in from the oceans. And they blamed it on China. I don't know if it's really coming from China. I don't have the proof of that, but that's the hearsay of it. And the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean and how the currents wash into Indonesia, they're getting the flood of plastic. The good news behind this, though, is there's more activists cleaning it up. And you know how we create preserves for certain forests and national parks to save them and to, to save the wildlife and all that? They're doing that in the oceans now. That just started. That's beautiful news, and not something that we're seeing or hearing every day. So I just wanted to share that with you because I feel like we need some good news. All right, let's start. You guys can stay on your backs because we're just in the center, and then you can sit up and breathe with us. So we're gonna take time to center with our breath. And if you're sitting, I want you to extend your spine. Feeling the crown lift towards the heavens. And feeling supported from above. Feeling the support beneath your sits bones. And feeling supported from below. And as you're inhaling and exhaling, consider how much you're opening up the breath. How much air you're taking in. And drawing in this prana, which is life force energy. Now that we've been centering a little bit, those of you on your back, please come up to join us. And we're going to do a breathing, moving exercise. So open your eyes so that you can see what we're going to do. We're going to inhale, send the arms slightly forward, bring the hands up overhead, and then as you exhale, you're going to press your hands down the belly. And then that's going to be the work. That's going to be the mechanic. Inhale the arms up. And exhale the hands down. Now we're going to close the eyes. Feel free to do the diaphragmatic breathing. I'm going to do the Ujjayi breath. That Ujjayi breath, where you constrict the back of your throat, you can make the breath all the way here. And it's very soothing to listen to. Give you something to meditate on. As you're doing this, see if you can slow down your breath. Any type of repetitive action could be considered a kriya. And kriyas are very helpful tools to get into that meditative state of mind. Let's do one more. Your hands descend to your lap, rest your palms down, keep the eyes closed, and just notice the difference, what you're feeling and experiencing now. Open up your eyes. You're going to set your hands over to one side of your lap, and you're looking down towards your hands. As you inhale, you're going to bring one arm up, then the other, and then bring it down to the other side. It's okay if both hands don't touch. Inhale, rainbow the arms up, and then exhale down to the opposite side. Continue with this. And on the side that you didn't begin on, and then come right back. All right, inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, you're gonna twist to the right, right hand behind you, left hand to the right. We're gonna keep it moving. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, twist to the end. Inhale, arms float up. And if it's discomforting to tap the knee, you can bring that front hand right in the middle of the lap. Again, don't allow it to become so mechanical, because if it's just mechanical exercise, it's not yoga. It's all about the breath. All right, inhale through center. Exhale, let's bring the hands down to the heart. Okay, we're gonna scoot away from anything we might have been sitting on, so that we can now bend the knees and separate the feet. We're gonna cup a hold of the front of the shins. We're gonna do the seated cat cows. So as you inhale, run the head through the center of the knees, draw the heart through and up, roll the shoulders back. And then as you exhale, pierce the navel in towards the spine, tuck the chin to the chest, straighten out through your arms. Inhale, create that back bend as you come through the knees, looking up. And as you exhale, round it out to cat stretch. All right, continue. Slow, deep breathing. Slow, rhythmic movement. Last one. And then inhale, let's go ahead and re-erect the spine. Extend your left leg out in front, bend the right knee, and that foot can come in like Janu Sirsasana. Now turn your torso so that you're facing that left foot. Reach the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, you're gonna hinge down and lean out over. But we're gonna move and breathe. Inhale, arms extend overhead. Exhale, forward fold. And then continue. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow down. One more, and then we'll hold it. So as you're holding Janu Sirsasana, make sure the head of the knees facing the ceiling, and so are the toes. You're pushing out through the heel, dropping down through the thigh bone, opening up the back of the body. Keep that breath rolling. That's your medicinal treatment here. Maybe affirming mentally within, left and right, and all around. Life's harmonies are mine. All right, only come halfway up. We're going to transfer the left hand to the inside of the leg somehow, somewhere, okay? The right arm, as you're doing this, it's not just the arm. Look at my torso. I'm lifting my heart up and lengthening through my back, even though I'm stretching into that twist. That's it. And then exhale, bring that right hand around. All right, we're going to continue with repetition today. Inhale, lift the heart, open up the shoulder, as well as the twist, and exhale, bring it back. Beautiful work, continue. I thought we'd do a little bit of yoga therapy today. Even though this technically is not Vini yoga. It brings in the concept of vinyasa. Inhale, one last round. Now say in that twist, okay? Lift that right arm now skyward. And then exhale, you're gonna stay in the twist and create a side bend. All right, now we're gonna hold this instead of coming up and down. The top arm can reach in a long line or it can curve. And it can relax from the elbow and the wrist. Yogi's choice. Balloon out your right lung. And then inhale, lift that right arm and let that carry you up. And then rotate back to face the front. It's all right, lift the right knee, slide it out. Bend your left knee and then turn open from that hip. Inhale, arms overhead. Toes lift and spread, and I know I'm not mirroring you, that's okay. Exhale, fold. And then we're rocking up and down. Inhale. The arms lengthening overhead, can keep that low back extended, which is nice for the forward fold. Just a few more. Nice and slow, slow and steady. And then this one we will hold and breathe. Head of the knee pose. We're going to bring the right arm to the inside, and then we're going to lift the chest as we sweep the left arm back behind. And then exhale, bring that hand back around in front. And then we'll continue that. Last one. Hold the twist. And then elevate the left arm and then collapse over the right leg. Again, it can be exaggerated line or it can be in that C curve. Emphasize putting more breath into that left lung. Feel it expand on the in-breath and deflate on the out-breath. And then inhale, slowly come up. And then exhale, turn back to face the front. It's awesome. All right. Lift the left knee and slide your right foot in. Now, when you're sitting this way, the ankles are not under the knees. Yeah, there's more of a like ski slope. All right, the arms are gonna float up. And the exhale, belly pierces in, similar to what we were doing at cat stretch, right? Except the knees are narrow. Now we're working those rectus abdominis muscles. That's the emphasis. And then inhale, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, twist to one side, and then you're contracting just that one side of the obliques. Good. Inhale, come up. Exhale, second side. Inhale up. And we're going to exhale, come right through the middle again. Inhale, arms up. This is my favorite core work, by the way. Because I feel like, oh, we're getting the sides, we're getting the middle. And it's not as hard as sit-ups. After you do the twist to each side, return to center, and we'll just keep this rolling. One more set. Please feel free to go at your own pace. Inhale, arms up, and then exhale, fan the arms around. All right, we're going to be moving into a squat. So those of you that can't do the squat, you're gonna come up and be more in this variation of squat, okay? And then when you're in this variation of squat, for those of you that are coming back from knee surgery, you'll turn the feet, have the hands to the hips and fold. So you're gonna be doing it a little differently than the rest of us. Okay, anyone with healthy knees, I want you to drop into the lower formula of squat. Did you guys get that? Yep, 3 of you, okay. So it's kind of like horse squat, wide stance, forward fold, okay? You're gonna be going back and forth. Those of us in full squat, we're gonna be turning the feet and straightening the legs and folding over. And then we'll swivel the heels in and return to squats. Inhaling to one. And exhale to the other. And just do your best. Stay with that pranayama. Make it a moving, breathing meditation. One more, because my legs are already getting tired. All right, let's everyone hold the wide stance forward fold. I'm affirming here, nothing, no one on this earth can hold me down or back, not even negative news, because I know there are good people living in this world and there are good deeds that are happening every single day. Bring the hands up to the hips and slowly come up. When you come up, we're going to bring the feet together. When the feet come together, hands to namaste the hearts. Inhale, the arms are going to circle wide and overhead. Today on the exhale, we're bringing the hands down through the middle and then separating the hands at the hip crease and stopping at jackknife pose. More of like a 90-degree angle with the body. Good, now inhale, slide your hands to your shins, but let your head and heart lift, little micro back bend. And then as you exhale, slide on down, regular forward fold. Inhale, arms bring you up. Exhale, hands come together, centering as you bow halfway. Hands to the hip crease. And then inhale, hands to the shins, and lift your head and heart to look out into the roof. And then as you exhale, drape down like a ragdoll. All right, this is our new flow. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands to prayer. Pausing halfway. Inhale, hands slide down, belly sinks, head and heart lifts, little back bend. And then exhale, release as a counter. One more of these. Inhale, arms circle wide and overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer. Pausing halfway. Now let's stay here a moment. With your hands pressing into your thighs, let your shoulders roll back from your ears and try to hug the belly. Look straight down below your face. And then when you're ready, release all the way down. All right, this is where we're going to step back for our crescent lunge. So let's step back with the left foot first. And then inhale coming up. Those of you that are coming back from knee surgery, you may want to plant your back foot and do warrior one instead, because that's going to give you more of a foundation where you're less wobbly. because I can even get wobbly in this one with the healthy knee, okay? If you want the challenge, go for it. All right, so if you're taking the challenge coming back from knee surgery, you may not want to move, you may just want to stay put, but the rest of us, we're going to try to fold and hover over. And then inhale, lower the arms and then build them up. Exhale, fan them out, fold over. Lower the hands, bring the arms forward, rise up to crescent. One more, fan the arms wide, hinge and hover. Drop the fingertips, inhale, lift up. Good, exhale, hands down, and then let's step the back foot forward. Immediately step the right foot back. And then of course, if you need more grounding, more security, plant your back foot. Otherwise, inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, fan your arms out. Hinge and hover. Lower the fingertips, then inhale, stretch the arms forward and up. Good, exhale out and down. Inhale, lower the arms before lengthening them back overhead. Exhale, arms wide and hinge. Last one, drop the arms, then bring them up. Exhale, hands down. We're stepping to downward facing dog. Now, from Adho Mukha Svanasana, be in this inversion with your hands flattening, your feet rooting, and your sits bones rising. So feel those two lines of energy. We focus a lot on that in Tadasana, but can you feel the two lines of energy here? The grounding energy and the ascension of energy. Good, on your next out breath, you're gonna hover the knees above the floor. We're not coming to table, just hover. Inhale, push back. Down dog, straighten out your limbs. Exhale, come down and hover the knees. Make sure you lift your head. And then inhale again, down dog. Exhale, descend the knees, but hover, building a little strength. Two more if you can. Working with your breath. And last one. On this last one, you guys be careful coming down to the floor, because I know tabletop doesn't work well, but maybe one knee does. Is it okay for you guys? Okay. We're just not going to stay on. Just transition. All right, from here, what I want us to do is we're going to roll back to the floor, and the knees are going to hover. And the arms are going to open out to the sides. Now, see if you can keep your feet above the floor and your knees hovering over the hips. And as you exhale, roll the knees to the left. Not all the way down, but almost to the floor. And then inhale, draw the knees up. Exhale, roll the knees right. Again, not touching. And be very slow and cautious with this movement. Allow your breath to take you in and out. Affirming. I'm opening myself up to a new flow of energy and information within. All right, so the next time you roll the knees to the left, spill them to the floor, and roll to your left temple and bring that right arm around so the hands stack together. And you're looking towards your hands. Inhale, the right arm's gonna reach towards the ceiling, and then you're gonna open it off to the right side, maybe even turning your head. That's an option. And then exhale, lift the right arm and return back to where you began. Inhale, the right arm lifts and goes across to the other side. And then exhale, you bring it back around. Now do it in silence. I'm going to say if it's not comfortable for your head and your neck, sometimes a blanket tucked up underneath the head will help. All right, the next time you open into the twist, remain. But keep your chin in line with your chest this time. Close the eyes, breathe down into the belly. Inhale, draw the knees up. Exhale, cross them all the way over to the right. Bring that left arm with and roll to your whole right side. Again, if you need your head to be patted, that's okay. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Sweep it to the opposite side. And then close the twist. And synchronize with breath. Next time you open to the twist, you can remain. We are ready for restorative. So go ahead and roll to one side of your body, probably easier to roll to the right. And we're going to use a bolster to set up behind us so that we can take a back bend. And again, the blanket may still be needed under the head, or you may want to roll it under your knees, or knowing that we're restoring, you may want to completely cover your body. Is it too dark in here? Is it good? Okay. You lie back. Even if you set yourself up, check in with your body. To see and to sense if it needs any extra support. or if you need to delete some before support. We can always add or take away prompts. Close your eyes and drop within. Be aware of what you've gained from that moving, breathing meditation. You may feel some more vibrancy, more aliveness inside the body. But yet notice how the mind may be calmer and clearer. Just allow yourself to soak in the energy, regenerate it, to shift it around in your body. Maintain an open heart, mind, to bear witness of all that is. through the affirmation. Bones, muscles, movement. I surrender now. Elation, anxiety, depression, all these I now give to the hands of peace. Start activating your breath, enlivening it more. Feel it rolling up and down the front side of the body. As if a wave of peace was washing up and over your mind, heart, your soul. And let's slide the feet back. Separate the feet to either edge of the mat. And inhale, rock the knees to one side. Exhale, swish them to the other side. We got a couple more times. Inhaling to one. Exhaling to the other. And one more round. So the next time you roll to one side, stack the knees, roll off the bolster, plug the hand into the floor to sit up. We've got one more pose of restoration. So I thought today we would do this one where the bolster's turned up or angled under the knees. This is nice, typically, depends on the person. Typically, it feels really nice with that. Feel free to grab that towel, to wrap it over the eyes, the blankets, bring some weight to the front of the body, to keep yourself warm, or for any extra padding. I'm going to allow you to steep in stillness, in silence for the next few minutes. in out of this relaxation by first deepening the flow of our breath. And creating some movement. Even if it's as simple as stretching the arms overhead and landing that bolster to the floor. So tucking the knees in after that. Feel free to wrap your arms around. Feel free to rock or sway from side to side. And eventually roll into one. Coming up to recreate a formal seat. As you come up to sit, close the eyes. Joining the hands together onto the knee. We all walk away from this practice being free and at peace from anything out of our control, anything imposed upon us by another, or any internal stressors of our own. Then we all walk away from this practice knowing that there's still good things happening. Well, look and experience, or even become part of the good news. Announcements. Carlos and Wendy, you need to have something to do an eating meditation with on Monday. You guys, if you show up on Monday, we're going to do an eating meditation. I will bring in fruit as an alternative, but Denny's bringing the annual salted chocolate chip cookies. And so we're going to do a little eating meditation at the end of the class. You're so good. Oh, or not, it'll be more for us. You guys, I'll try to remind you about the eating meditation so you can join us next week for that, okay? And I will see you then.
I need that recipe.